Prime Minister KYRIAKOS Mitsotakis has wasted no time. Over the summer, he delivered on a promise to cut property tax, and this month plans to roll back corporate and income taxes that rose sharply during the country's economic crisis. And the government is fast-tracking flagship investments in gold mining, port development and urban redevelopment that the previous Syriza government had frozen.
Μπαίνουν όμως λιθαράκι.
Life hasn't become better for the Greeks in 2 months, but stone by stone the foundations for the country's rebirth are being laid. For the first time after 10 years of crisis, there's a glimmer of hope that the brighter Greece we've spoken of is not an impossible dream.
In the market, the expected tax cuts don't yet translate to higher sales, say business owners. MARIANA VALETOPOULOU and her family have fought to keep alive a 50-year-old business in threads and yarns. And last year was their worst of the crisis, she says. But things changed after the July general election.
The psychology has changed a lot. Changing government always helps, but I think it's more than that. I see a certain optimism, a better climate, a sense of expectation.
The same is true for basic needs. There's no uptick yet, but people here are more hopeful. Through this fruit stand, ELENI KARAKOLI and her brother support their families as well as their mother, who can't survive on her pension.
We haven't seen a change in the market yet. I hope Mitsotakis passes the tax cuts. The previous government was a disaster. Thank goodness they've gone. Our hopes are pinned on this government.
Outside the hall where Mitsotakis spoke, labour unions marked their presence, as they always do at the country's biggest annual trade fair, not to oppose government policy, but to press even harder for an end to austerity. Mitsotakis is giving people hope that after a decade of recession and high taxes, he will deliver on his promise of growth for all. Business and consumer sentiment are at a 12-year high, and global markets have given him a vote of confidence. Greece's cost of borrowing has fallen by 2 percentage points since the election was announced. And Mitsotakis is showing he means business. His first act of parliament created the most powerful secretariat a Greek prime minister has ever had to monitor his cabinet's performance. Psaropoulos, Al Jazeera, Thessaloniki.